wonder where I'm needed this time.
This place is so warm. It's like a giant furnace.
You say you like me, but...
Ever since March started learning, I wonder how well she...
Ah, there you are. I was looking around before. Nope, let's just... Actually, besides, so... no need. I asked you to come, so I won't send you away empty-handed. Since you're here, I'm more interested in you today. Let's walk and talk. Lingsha told me there's tasty food in Arum Alley. Let's go there. A table for two, please.
All right, come on in. What would you like?
Well,
The inn?
Oh, don't worry.
Well, then I'll start.
Thank you. Well, to be more precise, Yanqing mentioned, so I've always been... seriously? Yeah, now more than ever. So, it really is a baseball. Grandpa said that a sword... Amazing, right? And I bet you always say something silly. I've come across I've hunted down hundreds. Yes, but just looking at a sword...
Miss Yunli, but for people like him, it has been a while.
And you...
I suppose I apologize for Yes, with the war down Mr. Pavo's planet,
Miss Shikwe.
I apologize for General Huayan plans to... Since you two were talking...
Nice to meet you both. Once the formalities at the Palace of Astrum are... Wonderful. It's an...
Let's head to the Palace of Astrum together. But I might not. Grandpa always asks, but now that we're invited, it this time. There you are. Come on.
Please allow me to offer a sincere... Well, if it isn't my dear friend! I am Argenti. May I have the honor of...
My name...
What a beautiful...
Oh, you're here, Yunli.
Manners.
Sorry for keeping you waiting, Miss...
Before the ceremony officially commences, I want to express my gratitude to the Knight Argenti. Thank you for enlightening us about the sword's origin, and for escorting it here safely so that we... On behalf of the Kalevalan delegation...
I'm truly grateful for Kalevala's noble act of returning the sword, and for the Knight of Beauty's chivalry. Now, as we gather here on the Xianzhou Laofu, I officially... Mieka Kivesa. I still remember the name engraved on this sword the day it was forged. Guyin. It was forged by Hangguang, a craftsman from the Zhu Ming's Pyrojaya Forge.
Wait. Hangguang?
Although its blade is worn and cracked, its essence remains as resilient as the Xianzhou Cloud Knights. All it needs is some repairs and polishing by the skilled craftsmen of the Artisanship Commission to regain its former glory. I've decided to entrust this sword, Guyin, to the Laofu Artisanship Commission for restoration. Furthermore, it will serve as the prize for the champion of the Laofu War Dance. This sword will be wielded against abomin...
Thank you, General. It is an honor for...
Now, esteemed Knight and delegation members, please head to the Artisanship Commission, where...
No!
Yunli!
Oh, I didn't realize this sword was actually forged by your father. Returning it to its rightful owner is,
Grandpa, give me that cursed sword right now! I'll melt away the remnants of that man's curse once and...
Don't be rude, Yunli. Apologize to our esteemed guests from afar.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making a scene. But I have to melt down this cursed sword. I won't let it fall into anyone else's hands.
Yunli, please, go. This is exactly why I didn't want Yunli to know about this. I didn't want to create trouble, but trouble found its way. Could you, please, keep an eye on Yunli for me? Don't worry about it. I need your help on this. I apologize for the unfortunate interruption. Let us move on with the ceremony.
Unless I'm mistaken, Yunli should be around here somewhere.
watching me and say something. Did Grandpa send you to look for me? I bet he did. Just so you know, I'm here just waiting for the perfect moment to... Grandpa sent you here. Surely he doesn't want you to help me. Have you heard of cursed swords? That sword is one. I guess that's what it means, literally. A cursed sword lets anyone, even a complete novice, wield it with insane skill. I'm not joking around. And I'm not making up some crazy story. While a cursed sword grants instant abilities to its wielder, it comes at a cost. It's like continuously adding fuel to the forge. With each swing, the sword drains the wielder's blood and essence. Day by day, the fuel will run out, leaving nothing but an empty husk. Soon enough, it will no longer be a person wielding a sword, but a mindless, killing machine, consumed by bloodlust and murderous thoughts. I wonder if you've ever heard of a creature called a heliobus. It loves to feed on human emotions and memories, and excels at manipulating its hosts. There was a lunatic swordsmith who infused metal blade. I know, I shouldn't have caused a scene at the sword gifting ceremony. But I've thought this through. If I don't make a fuss now, that cursed sword will cut. By the way, aren't they supposed to be taking the sword to the Artisanship Commission for repairs? Why haven't they come out yet? Any ideas? Looks like they're not going to show up here. I'll just head straight to the Artisanship Commission. It doesn't matter why Grandpa chose that sword. I won't let it fall into anyone else's hands. I'll track down every single sword he forged and melt them down one after another. Just like I've been doing all these years. I have to go now.
Is she planning to sneak into the Artisanship Commission and steal that sword? Maybe I should keep an eye on her. The Artisanship Commission is so big. Where could she be?
Just a while ago, a girl came up to me, all fierce and demanding directions. She said she's a member of the Artisanship Commission. Do you know her?
No idea who she is. If she really works here, how can she not know her way around?
Yeah, she wasn't big at all. But that weapon of hers was pretty intimidating.
She was in a hurry, heading straight for the Artisanship Commission, and I didn't want to ask too many questions.
She said something like, "I'm a member of the Artisanship Commission. Where do you keep your precious stuff?" I got scared and pointed her toward Master Gongshu's warehouse, where he stores his arumatons.
Wait, why did you give her directions? What if she's planning to steal something?
Where else? Like I said, she was headed straight for the warehouse, where all the valuable arumatons are.
Yeah, that place is filled with Master Gongshu's precious arumatons. I bet they'll give her a hard time.
What are you doing here? Fine.
The game is on. Don't move.
Ready for another?
Lower your weapon.
Time for a shot.
Miss Natasha!
What are you
The game is on. Feeling spiffy?
Hide.
What are you looking at? Hey!
Commencing pacification.
I'm okay.
Criminal. Stay back, Clara.
Do you know who I... This big diamond! It's all yours! Time to twirl! Let's play hide and seek. Can you find the answer?
Seems I've been waiting a while. Nap time.
Let's play for a while. Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Naughty child. Just in time. Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
There's no power like team power. I need to be brave.
Annihilate.
Time to twirl! Hey!
Are you all right?
I'm okay. Do you know who I am? This big diamond! It's all yours! That's better.
Hide. Criminal.
I want to protect everyone too. Help me, Mr. Stark!
As you command.
Time to twirl!
Are you all right?
I'm okay. I'll go easy this time. Feeling spiffy? Let's play. Can you find the answer?
As you command.
Time to twirl!
Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
There's no power like team power.
Annihilate.
Honored to meet me. I want to protect everyone too. Help me, Mr. Stark!
Time for a shot. That's better.
Thanks.
Lower your
I'll never
weapon.
forget you.
As you command.
Let's play for a while. Feeling spiffy?
That was the last of them. Thank you. This place is heavily guarded. You're not really here to help me. You're here to stop me, right? You have a kind soul. But if you want to stop me, you'll have to prove yourself. You probably think I'm being impulsive and unreasonable, right? No, really. Do I come across that way? Seems like you've met a lot of people who don't tell you the whole story. Look. I owe you an explanation. But this isn't the best place to talk. I already told you about Guyan. I rarely mention his name to anyone other than Grandpa. Maybe, like you said, I've been avoiding having to talk about him. For some reason, honestly, I don't remember much about him. All I know is that the Pyrogyre Forge used to be a bustling place, with people from all over coming to get one of his swords. They called him the greatest master craftsman since Yingxing. I didn't catch all the details, but I do remember seeing him forge those amazing swords, while the visitors watched with smiles on their faces. I used to believe that craftsmen brought happiness to others. The swords crafted by the Pyrogyre Forge are famed across the stars. They possess exceptional sharpness and invincibility. With these legendary weapons, even ordinary people can become skilled warriors, capable of overcoming the most formidable opponents. But then, he became obsessed with becoming a famed swordsmith, and started crossing all sorts of lines. He forged cursed swords that should never exist. And all those people who desired those twisted swords started flooding into the palace. However, just like Grandpa said, those who excel with the sword will eventually suffer by it. The palace was overrun with visitors from afar. Some left empty-handed. Others got swords that didn't fulfill their desires. And some even resorted to stealing. And in the midst of all the chaos my father created, he ended up being stabbed by one of the swords he forged. It was so sudden and unexpected. Everything went silent for a moment. All I could hear was the sound of bones breaking and blood pouring out. I was frozen in place, unable to move. It was only when my mother pushed me away from the deadly swing of the cursed sword that I managed to escape. I don't remember much after that, except for the pounding of my heart and the sound of my own gasps of breath. I could hear the smiths in the Pyrogyre forge shouting, "Run away, Yunli!" And the screams of agony. My tears wouldn't stop. And I couldn't see anything. I kept gasping for air until I collapsed in a pool of blood. If General Huayan hadn't arrived in time, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you now. After that, General Huayan took me in and treated me like his own granddaughter. To me, he is 100 times better than my sinful father. He taught me forging and swordsmanship. Hangguang paid for his sins, but his troubled legacy must not go unchecked. According to the records, he forged a total of 1,382 Heliobus cursed swords, and 182 of them had unique designs. When I joined the Pyrogyre Forge for training, I made a vow to hunt down all those cursed swords. So far, I found 312 of them, and Guyan will be my 313th. Like all the other cursed swords, I'll separate it from the Heliobus. Then, I'll melt it down and make it part of the Blade of Forged Remnants. I've said my piece now. Even though it'll be tough for Grandpa, I still have to melt down the sword. Those travelers who came seeking Hangguang's swords all came in the name of justice and honor. Most of those so-called great heroes were heartless killers. They are only called heroes because they won. Many of the cursed swords I've destroyed had honorable and grand names, too. A legendary sword and a butcher's knife are often just different ways of describing the same thing. Somehow, after talking to you, I feel like I've cooled off a bit. Well, I'll have an honest conversation with Grandpa tomorrow. Yeah. Anyway, thank you. We'll catch up tomorrow.
I should go back to the Palace of Astrum and tell General Huayan what happened at the Artisanship Commission.
My granddaughter didn't cause any trouble, did she, young man? Sorry for all this trouble. Yunli told you quite a bit. Now it's time for this old man to tell my side of the story. Guang was my beloved disciple. A rare genius not seen in the Pyrogyre Forge since Yingxing. However, talent can sometimes be a curse. He had an unusual fervor for forging, and he dreamed of forging a sword with self-awareness that surpassed that of humans. He believed it would make warriors invincible without any training. According to him, while weapons of mass destruction like Ju-Ming flames and alchemical arrows can destroy many enemies, true victory lies with soldiers who fearlessly fight, ready to lay their lives on the line. Usually, Xianzhou swordsmiths infuse a basic level of awareness into their swords to make them easier to wield. But even then, soldiers need to experience countless battles to overcome fear and sharpen their instincts. So, by infusing heliobi into swords, he managed to forge weapons that could grant their wielders strength and valor, and even make decisions for them. However, after countless battles, all the anger, fear, and bloodlust are soaked up by the heliobi within the swords. The soldiers wielding them not only gain strength, but they also become consumed by them. No matter how noble Hongguan's intentions were, those weapons, soaked in blood, turned into cursed later. Outworlders got wind of what he was doing and encouraged him to keep forging cursed swords. They came up with all sorts of reasons, from taking back their kingdoms to... And you know what happened next. That massacre took her parents' lives, and the lives of many craftsmen in the pile. I thought this sword could be an opportunity. I wanted to tell her that her father wasn't all evil, that even the man she resents so much managed to forge a true sword of heroes. I also wanted to find a chance to tell her about the history and origin of this sword, but not during the ceremony. As you saw, it wasn't a good time. I've instructed the Artisanship Commission to keep the sword safe in the arsenal. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask the people involved. Since my granddaughter mentioned talking to me tomorrow, I'll be... I'll be counting on you then.
Time to go back and find that class skipping March 7th.
right. Everyone is here. It's time for...
Yunli, I'm sure you understand why the official called you.
Yeah? But I didn't steal the sword.
Now is not the time to use your reputation like that. If we don't recover the sword, we will be breaking our promise to the Lawfu and betraying the delegation. We're counting on you to find the truth.
Yes. It's my duty to thoroughly investigate the case. Even though Yunli...
After everything, the sword...
In this case of Gu Yun's theft, everyone involved seems suspicious to some extent. First, during the sword gifting ceremony, Yunli openly expressed her intention to steal the sword. She even mentioned it multiple times.
That's true.
The Realm Keeping Commission inspected the arsenal where Gu Yun was stored, and there were no signs of forced entry through the doors or windows. The only possible Hey! It's just a theft. The box containing Gu Yun was opened and the sword went missing. But none of the...
Well, I do...
Exactly. The suspect had a clear motive and took only Gu Yun. So, besides the ceremony participants, only the delegation members had access to the sword. So, did you steal it? Then stop joking around.
I can prove that he came to me after leaving the Artisanship Commission, so he couldn't have stolen the sword.
To put it simply, not everyone who's seen the sword has been to the Artisanship Commission, and not everyone who might want the sword. So...
I didn't steal the sword.
Well, when you've eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. If you want to prove me wrong, you'd better come up with some
Let me gather my thoughts. I need to help Yunli clear her name.
I don't want to make things difficult if I can find that cursed sword. Well, don't blame me. There's something else bothering me. I mean...
Who could have thought that the Mieka Kifesa would be... Regardless, we've... That's enough, young man. Now, let me get something straight. The first master of the Mieka... The monarchs would heed the guidance... What is, The point is that the Mieka...
If you've found any all right.
Yunli says she didn't steal, but I know well you were with Yunli yesterday. I'm counting on you then.
Yes, I received your message yesterday, but when I went back this morning... However, as the master... Wait, no. I just...
If you've found any... All right.
Why is this flower petal inside the cake? So...
If you've found any clue,
Thank you.
100% sure. Throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission, and that was Miss Yunli. Miss Yunli caused a ruckus at the Artisanship Commission, trying to take away Guyun. After bidding farewell to you, Yunli pretended to leave, but snuck into the arsenal alone and stole Guyun. We haven't found any other suspects or evidence.
I carefully examined the lock of the...
What does that mean?
As to why the case was never locked in the plus, I found which piece of evidence...
We haven't found any other suspects or evidence.
I found this in the crevice at the bottom of the case.
A rose petal? Huh. I must have missed it during the search.
I don't know.
My thoughts are a mess. The sword case was never locked, which is evidence that only someone who delivered... But how did he manage to take the sword from the Artisanship Commission?
I know. Guyun flew out of the case on its own. The Night of Beauty only unlocked the box to aid its escape.
Don't be ridiculous. How can a sword escape from a case on its own?
You've never seen a flying sword before?
I've only heard about the Mieka Kifesa being able to fly in legends. But even if it could fly, why would the Night of Beauty do this?
Like I said, the sword contains a heliobus. Argenti must have been under the control of the sword. Maybe he was under its control even before you arrived on the Lofu.
Official Dahao, where can we find that knight?
Let me see. The docking location of our...
Let's go. We've got to find Argenti before that...
Don't worry, Mr. Svarog. We'll be safe here.
Nothing in this report makes sense.
I've been waiting for you here for quite a while.
Night of Beauty.
Dangerous? In my humble opinion, the real danger... Please allow me to correct your statement. I never attempted to...
What?
I agreed to assist Master Guyun in its escape from the Xianzhou. As the person who pulled it from the stone monument, captivated by its beauty, I must not let it down. I couldn't stay in the arsenal to convince the craftsman, nor did I want to take the sword like a thief. That's why I left behind a small piece of evidence that pointed to my identity, in the hope of an open and honest conversation with you.
Whatever your reasons are, you're planning to take the cursed sword away from the Xianzhou. Hand it over to me!
Back then, it was the beauty of Master Guyun that impressed me, so I willingly embarked on the journey to return the sword. But unfortunately, Master Guyun's homeland is no longer the ideal place for it to return to. As a knight of beauty, I must not abandon it halfway.
Oh no. He's completely captivated by the power of that cursed sword. The solution is right in your hand.
Captivated? No, I am touched by Master Guyun's flawless beauty. To be honest, I'm confused why none of you can understand this sword. This is quite heartrending. I've already made up my mind to take Master Guyun away from the Xianzhou.
That cursed sword has messed with your ability to think. But I'll break you free from its grip. I'll shatter its illusion. And the sword itself.
Fair lady, if you're intent on taking away this person, this sword that is under my protection, please engage me with a fair duel according to... As a representative of this duel, I, Argenti, challenge you. I swear on the spirit of chivalry, in front of Adrilla the Beauty, that I will represent Master Guyun in this duel. If I win, you will allow Master Guyun to leave the Xianzhou with me. Do you accept my challenge, Miss Yunli?
Fine. Let's see whose desire is stronger. Your desire to take it away, or my desire to show me what you've got. You're not going to use Guyun to fight for victory?
Stay back, Clara.
Well, I know a thing or two about swordplay. In a proper duel like this, a knight should rely on the skills he's honed day and night.
Hide. The flesh wound.
You're a real weirdo.
Do you know who I am? This big diamond! It's all yours!
Rise
Time
to
to
the
twirl.
challenge! Let the duel commence. Put forth all your might.
Stay back, Clara.
I want to protect everyone too. Help me, Mr. Sora. I'll go easy this time. Feeling spiffy? Can you find the answer? I'm not afraid of you.
Annihilate.
Time to twirl!
Rise to the challenge.
Nap time. Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
There's no power like teamwork.
Pledge thy loyalty.
As you command.
Let's play for a while.
Eliminating friend.
What are you looking at?
Bear witness. To...
Stay back, Clara.
That's better.
Think. I want to protect everyone. Help me, Mr. Sora. Feeling spiffy? I need to be brave.
Hide.
You're fighting a gentleman. Confess.
Time to twirl! This big diamond! It's all yours! Time to twirl! Hey!
Time for a shot.
Rise to the challenge.
As you command.
Put forth all your might.
Stay back, Clara.
Just in time. Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
Thanks. I'll never forget you.
Annihilate.
Behold, this symbol of pure
I want to
beauty.
protect everyone too. Help me, Mr. Svarog. Let's play. Can you find the answer?
Let the duel commence.
Honored to meet me.
Nap time.
Hide.
The flesh lends thy loyalty.
Time to twirl.
Put forth all your might.
As you command.
Time to twirl. Do you know who I am? This big diamond! It's all yours! Time to twirl!
Stay back, Clara. Stay back, Clara.
What are you looking at? I want to protect everyone too. Help me, Mr. Svarog.
Naughty child. That's better.
How appropriate.
As you command.
Time to twirl!
Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
How appropriate.
Put forth all your might.
But I'm
As you command.
feeling spiffy? I'm not afraid of you.
Annihilate.
Let's play hide. Can you find the answer?
Bear witness. Let the duel commence.
I'll go easy this time.
Hide.
For chivalry. I've lost. But before I do that, I hope that you, as the winner, might have the mercy and listen to Master Guyon's past experiences.
This sword has been cursed since the—
Do what she says.
But
You've done so much for me already. I'm weary of fighting. I just want to share my past with you. After that, I'll leave my destiny in your hands.
Afraid?
Well, you...
Fine. Show me your
It's already impossible to contact the main Cloud Knight forces. What awaits me will be a long and lonely war.
Follow me.
It's so...
Quiet.
And the people on this planet...
The rest of...
Yeah, a bit.
When things...
Yeah, sure. But now is not that time.
Do you really think you can oppose...
It's true that I'm stranded here. By the way, Guyon, do you know what you said that the rest of it... I can already see this.
What was the memory?
It was a memory of me. We crash-landed on a...
I can feel that...
I'm alive.
They died. I tasted their despair.
We can't stay.
Why? What's the point? This world is hopeless. It's completely... You've seen their numbers, and you know them. You beheaded one of them.
I do, but I also remember that if it... I remember the rest of this...
You said it was a... No. So much...
Where are you going?
I'm returning.
But what should we do?
They won't. But before soon. I'm entrusting you with this, but that's not all.
You lied to them. And you lied to...
Oh?
You promised that you'd give your body to me when you couldn't handle...
Well, this Xianzhou native's life has finally come to an end. How about one last...
He had long since come to some understanding. It wasn't bloodlust.
They've learned how to... He left me there without ever...
Thank you, my old friend. Heliobi can taste human emotions. How do my emotions taste?
A hint of bitter compassion. And a now, the war is finally... Even though you can't hear me anymore, my old friend.
So, this is the past of the Kalevalan people's sword of...
No, I did not. I am countless monarchs of Kalevala saw me as a symbol of kingship endowed by nature. And they waged wars in order to possess me. I grew tired of their wicked, so I returned to the stone
But you allowed Argenti to take you away?
Because even after all this time, I still wanted my master. During the sword gifting ceremony, my master had engraved his deepest desire as a weapon. My purpose was predetermined from the start, but once I fulfilled my mission, would I have the right to...
These thousands of years. I think I understand the beauty the knight was talking about now.
I don't want to be a sword that brings death. My war ended long ago. The years spent as a tombstone were my finest.
I've told you everything about my experience with Master Guyan on Kalevala. And now, I'm sure that Miss Yunli is as moved by the sword's flawless beauty as I was back then.
Even though I had heard the legends of this sword from the delegation, delving into its memories was still fascinating. Yunli, I trust Guyan's experience.
It wasn't until I held Guyan in my hands that I could sense its thoughts. I always thought a cursed sword infused with a heliobus would only bring rage and slaughter. I never thought someone could leave behind the desire to end war. My position was too extreme. Guyan
is truly a sword of heroes. I'm sorry.
Now that we've proven Miss Yunli's innocence and found the sword, should we now return it to the arsenal?
No. I'm still going to melt down this sword. I've heard your true desires, Guyan. I can sense that you're tired of being a sword. Constantly serving new masters and fighting battles you no longer want to be part of.
But being a sword is my destiny. I'm doomed to serve some master and fight battles endlessly. Can the wind choose to stop blowing? Can a cloud choose to stop drifting? No. It's the same for me. A creation with a predetermined destiny.
That's not true, Guyan. That nameless swordmaster shaped his own destiny. So you can too.
I just can't picture my destiny being anything other than that of a sword.
Do you remember when you stood alone in front of the swordmaster's stone monument? People admired you because you carried the memories of the hero. You are no longer...
Later, as I became worn and weathered, the gentle wind would pass through the hollows of my body, creating melodic tones that echoed in the distant mountain.
Can a creation become what it wants to be? The answer is yes. I'll grant your wish, Guyan.
Something different.
But this is the price for the war dance. If the Kalevalan delegation finds out...
Well, my granddaughter has always been stubborn.
What do you all think?
Fulfilling Master Guyan's wishes is the reason I came to the Xianzhou. With the Driller's blessing, you could turn Master Guyan into a plow. But as long as it fulfills his wish to end war, I support it fully.
Then, I'll leave it to you, Yunli.
It's been an honor getting to know you like this.
The honor is mine. Thank you, Yunli.
Why the long face, my child? Are you feeling regret? You were completely determined when melting down the...
Grandpa, I melted...
Oh? Am I hearing right?
If only I'd talked to you from the beginning, Grandpa. Maybe things, but at least Guyan got what it wanted. I have...
When it comes to swords, you... So, are you planning to continue melting down the rest of Hongguang's swords?
Yeah. Guyan is unique. But the other cursed swords are still too dangerous. But maybe I'll try to be more...
Be more patient. Well said. Remember what you learned today, because there will be many more situations in the...
Understood. But what if...
Well, ever since you showed up at the ceremony, I had a hunch. So I prepared another sword as a backup plan. And don't worry, this one has nothing...
That's...
By the way, the ambassador from Kalevala and that knight went to Arum Alley. They're looking for a spot to honor the hero. Why don't we go take a...
Oh, General Huayan. What brings you here?
Well, my grand...
I come from a long line of cult over the centuries ago. Before leaving Kalevala, I took a branch.
That sounds good.
The hero had asked our ancestors to carve something in. While the inscription is pretty worn with age, perhaps you can still...
I have drifted far from my homeland and am on the brink of death. Yet, I take solace in having honorably fulfilled my duty. Should you feel compassion for me, kind traveler, please take... Mr. Pavo,
I apologize, but the...
Welcome home, Cloud Knight.
Now, you can also rest here, Guyan.
Take caution.